1 Samuel 10. Then Samuel took a small container of olive oil and poured it on Saul's head. Samuel kissed him and said, "The Lord has chosen you to lead his people Israel. You will rule over the Lord's people, and you will deliver them from the power of the enemies who surround them. This will be your sign that the Lord has chosen you as leader over his inheritance. When you leave me today, you will find 2 men near Rachel's tomb at Zelzah on the Benjamin border. They will say to you, the donkeys you have gone looking for have been found. Your father is no longer concerned about the donkeys, but has been anxious about you too. He is asking, what should I do about my son? As you continue on from there, you will come to a tall tree of Tabor. At that point, 3 men who are going up to God at Bethel will meet you. One of them will be carrying 3 young goats. One of them will be carrying 3 round loaves of bread. And one of them will be carrying a container of wine. They will ask you how you're doing and will give you 2 loaves of bread. After, you will go to Gibeah of God. There are Philistine officials. When you enter the town, you will meet a company of prophets coming down from the high places. They will have harps, tambourines, flutes, and lyres, and they will be prophesying. Then the Spirit of the Lord will rush upon you, and you will prophesy with them. You will be changed into a different person. When these signs have taken place, do whatever your hand finds to do, for God will be with you. You will go down to Gilgal before me. I am going to join you there to offer a burnt offering and to make peace offerings. You should wait for 7 days until I arrive and tell you what to do." As Saul turned to leave Samuel, God changed his innermost person. All these signs happened on that very day. When Saul and his servant arrived at Gibeah, a company of prophets was coming out to meet him. Then the Spirit of God rushed upon Saul, and he prophesied among them. When everyone who had known him previously saw him prophesying with the prophets, the people asked one another, "What on earth has happened to the son of Kish? Does even Saul belong with the prophets?" A man who was from there replied, "And who is their father?" Therefore this became a proverb, "Is even Saul among the prophets?" When Saul had finished prophesying, he went to the high place. Saul's uncle asked him and his servants, "Where did you go?" Saul replied, "To look for the donkeys. But when we realized they were lost, we went to Samuel." Saul's uncle said, "Tell me what Samuel said to you." Saul said to his uncle, "He assured us that the donkeys had been found." But Saul did not tell him what Samuel had said about the matter of kingship. Then Samuel called the people together before the Lord at Mizpah. He said to the Israelites, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, has said. I brought Israel up from Egypt, and I delivered you from the power of the Egyptians and from the power of all the kingdoms that oppressed you. But today you have rejected your God, who saves you from all your troubles and distress. You said, 'Now appoint a king over us.' Now take your positions before the Lord by your tribes and by your clans." Then Samuel brought all the tribes of Israel near, and the tribe of Benjamin was chosen by lot. Then he brought the tribe of Benjamin near by its families, and the family of Matri was chosen by lot. At last Saul, son of Kish, was chosen by lot. But when they looked for him, he was nowhere to be found. So they inquired again of God, "Has the man arrived yet?" The Lord said, "He has hidden himself among the equipment." So they ran and brought him from there. When he took his position among the people, he stood head and shoulders above them all. Then Samuel said to all the people, Do you see the one whom the Lord has chosen? Indeed, there was no one like him among all the people. All the people shouted out, Long live the king! Then Samuel talked to the people about how the kingship would work. He wrote it down on a scroll and set it before the Lord. Then Samuel sent all the people away to their homes. Even Saul went to his home in Gibeah. With him went some brave men whose hearts God had touched. But some wicked men said, How can this man save us? They despised him and did not even bring him a gift, but Saul said nothing about it. All right. You wonder if Saul was also laughing at this. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, there's nothing that gives us a clue that was happening. So our chapter broke, and now we have Saul immediately. So we have more clarity. He sent the servant just out ahead. He wasn't sending the servant home, because now we know that sending your servant wasn't sending him fully home. It was just outside the city gates. I got to tell you something in private. So he tells them all the things that are going to happen so that Saul will know. So the signs are to point to the thing that's real. Saul needs to believe he's been chosen as king. Saul needs verification. The people also will need verification. So Samuel is telling him all of these things so that Saul will have confidence in who the Lord is. Shai, asking a king, why not just obey what God said? Yeah, exactly. So Samuel kisses him after he anoints him. The Lord has chosen you to lead the people. You will rule over the people. You'll deliver them from the powerful enemies around. The Lord has chosen you. When you leave today, so in order for you to believe this, what's going to happen is there's going to be two men when you get to Rachel's tomb. They will say, the donkeys you have gone looking for have been found. Your father's no worried about them, but is anxious for you. So there's sign number one. As you continue from there, you will come to a tall tree at Tabor. At that point, 3 women will be going up to Bethel. You will meet them. Okay, so the second sign, so you can tell these as all together one sign. So the second one is the tree of Tabor, and you've got 3 men who are going to be there. They're going to confront you about things, but also one's going to be carrying 3 young goats. One is going to be carrying 3 loaves of bread, and one's going to be carrying a container of wine. So 3, 3, and 1. And by the way, they're going to give you 2 of the loaves of bread. Hey, you're hungry. Here, have 2 loaves of bread. Okay, so that's sign number 2. When you enter the town, you will meet a company of prophets coming from the high place. They will have the harps, the tambourines, the flutes, the lyres, and they will be prophesying. Now, don't jump into thinking that prophesying is predicting the future. Prophesying is declaring the truths of God. Prophets are also musicians, and this is how they prophesy. So Paul is going to be counted among them. This becomes the 3rd sign. These are the signs that will take place. And then whatever your hand finds to do it, for God will be with you. So you can go do something. Saul's commission is to deliver Israel. It is likely that some military action against the Philistines is implied. So when you have this power come on you, go and do whatever you have in mind to deliver your people. You can go do it. But you will go down to Gilgal before me and wait for me at Gilgal. I'll offer burnt offerings and make peace offerings. Wait 7 days. So I'm not sure if he's supposed to do this and then go wait 7 days, or he's supposed to wait 7 days before he does this. Anyway, Saul doesn't clearly do this. Saul turns and leaves. All of these things happen, and then he's prophesying. The people notice it, and then there's a whole proverb that takes place because he is among the prophets. So we have Saul prophesying, and people take notice of what's happening, and they're taking note of this. Who is this? Wait, he didn't have the training. That's partly what they're saying. Is he counted among the prophets? He didn't go to the prophet school. He didn't get raised up in the prophet school. This is a sign to the people that they're going to remember and going to be able to point to and say, hey, wait a minute. Yes, this would be a confirmation that Saul is indeed the anointed one that God has chosen. So this would be a sign that people could point to say, yes, we've got the right person. It's also a sign to Saul that all of these 3 things took place. Hey, I'm anointing you. Saul has doubts about his capacity to do it. These 3 signs cause him, and whatever comes to you to do in that moment, do it. What comes to him to do? he goes to his uncle's house. Okay. When everything had previously prophesied asked, was among Kish, he's the prophet, who's his father, all of this, Saul's uncle asked him. So when Saul finished prophesying, he went to the high place. So maybe he's going to the high place. He has some intent to do something. His uncle's there, and he chooses not to do it. Maybe he was going to do something at the high place. His uncle's there and says, "Where did you go?" Saul replied, "To look for the donkeys, but they were lost." Saul's uncle says, "Tell me what Samuel said." So he said, "Your donkeys are found." But he does not tell him about the kingship. Why not? What is he worried about? He also doesn't tell him, not only that, he anointed me. Not only that, he told me all of these things would take place today, and they did. Saul has nothing to be afraid of here. Saul should be able to clearly articulate all of these things and tell them and have evidence that, hey, I'm not just imagining this. I truly am called. Like I said, he has, I think, an inferiority complex. It's not just a humbleness. He has a serious problem. And we are also seeing he has a character problem, as he doesn't do, like Samuel said, hey, go do whatever's in your hand. Whatever comes to mind, go do that thing. You can and should and are able to go and do that. Wow, it looks like that's not working today for some reason. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, so he doesn't tell him this. What we're supposed to be getting at along the way is hints about Saul's character. He looked really good. He sounded really good. He was not prepared to go up to meet Samuel. His servant had to provide the way. He doesn't think highly of himself. He is lowering his status. Not in humility. I don't think that's what's going on there. So then Samuel calls the people together at Mizpah. So he was told to wait until Samuel comes. And now he's going up to the watchtower. But he tells them, this is what the Lord says. I'm going to deliver you from the hand of the Egyptians, from the hands of the kings, or the kingdoms who have oppressed you. But today you've rejected me. So you've rejected your God who saves you from all your troubles. You have said, now appoint a king over us. Now take your positions before the Lord by tribes and clans. So it is too late. You've rejected God. We're going to settle this matter right now. So Samuel already knows. Let's think about this. Think about this. Samuel already knows who it is. God has made it clear to them. Samuel's not just going to say, behold your king. He's going to show and verify one more time who the king is supposed to be. And I also think this is going to be from the Saul's perspective, one more confirmation. Okay? One more confirmation. 3 were not enough. 3 were not enough. We also don't know if Samuel also said to him, hey, God told me who you were going to be. He told me you were going to come today. He told me about the donkeys. Hey, the donkey thing could also be a piece of confirmation. So he could have already had 5, depending on how you want to count it, and this is 6. If you want to count the individual things of what they say and the giving of the gifts, like we're just compiling on top of all of the signs that Saul should believe that he is chosen. Okay, so now we're having the casting of lots, and the lots happens, and it comes to Benjamin, and then it comes to the Wright family, and then it comes to Kish, and then it comes to Saul. But when they look for him, he's nowhere to be found. And so they inquire of God, has he arrived yet? Is he just late? And the answer is yes, he's hiding among the equipment. He's hiding. What do we have here? The baggage or supplies. He's hiding among the stuff. Okay. So they ran and they brought him from there. When he took his position among the people, he stands taller. The people look at him. Do you see Samuel says, do you see the one the Lord has chosen? Indeed, there is no one like him from among the people. And the people shouted, long live the king. So then Samuel talked to the people about the kingship and how it would work. We already had what that information was. They agreed to it. He's now affirming it again. Hey, in case you missed anything, this is what it's going to be. And by the way, I'm writing it down. And then Samuel sent all the people away to their homes. Even Saul to his home in Gibeah. So everybody go home. Go on. We've done the thing. But a few brave men whose hearts were touched followed Saul. So there's a few brave men who go home with him to Gibeah who are like, hey, this is the king. I'm going to serve the king. Before he's even ready, before he does anything, I'm going to. But then there are some wicked men who say, how can he save us? They despised him and did not even bring him a gift. But Saul said nothing. So they're despising him. They are wicked men. Now, this is interesting. Why is this wicked of them? Okay. It is wicked. Saul said nothing. The Masoretic text says it was like one being silent after about a month, taking the expression from the first part of the following chapter rather than 10:27. Some Hebrews support the reading, appearing to correct the hand of the Qumran, about a month. However, it seems best to stay with the Masoretic text here, though it's difficult. Okay, so Saul says nothing about this. Why are they wicked men? Because he is the Lord's anointed. That's why it's wicked. Not because of the character of Saul, but because Saul has been anointed by God. Therein lies the problem. You don't get to choose who God anoints. God is giving the people what they want. They are correct, perhaps, in identifying Saul as not the right person, but they should not come against him. So there are some wicked men who don't want to follow Saul, who are coming against him, in contrast to some brave men whose hearts God had touched to go to Saul, to be with Saul. And so there is that case. So it's interesting. Saul even goes home. Saul doesn't inquire of Samuel and say, hey, what should I do? Where should I go? What do I do now that I'm king? What do we need to do with the people? We've got the instructions of the king's going to do all these things. Saul has the freedom to start to collect these things. Saul has the freedom to start to go deliver. Saul has the freedom to now call an army. Saul goes home. It doesn't sound like the right person to be king to me. One more thing that's pointing to it doesn't sound like the right person to be king. Saul also hears perhaps the insults of these men, but does nothing to take action against them. He does nothing to resist or to come against them and do anything about it. Shy. There is never a perfect king. I think only God, and he chose the best king, I guess. Well, okay. First part, true. There never is a perfect king. But second, no. He isn't perfect picking the right king. He's not choosing the best king. He is choosing a king that is unworthy, that looks like he would be worthy, but he is teaching the people a lesson by giving them Saul. They asked for something they should not have asked for, and so he's giving it to them. So maybe you've not had this experience, but when you're a little kid and you want to have a lot of candy or a lot of cake, and your parents are like, no, it's not good for you, and you keep asking, and they finally give in and say, fine, eat as much as you want, and you eat it and you get sick. They don't give it to you because it's good for you. They give it to you to teach you a lesson so that you will stop asking for things when they tell you it's not good for you. So when God says it's not good for you to have a king, you shouldn't be like the other nations, you're rejecting me, he's going to give them this as a lesson to tell them they should not have asked for this. You're going to get what you wanted. It's not good for you, but I'm going to let you have it to teach you a lesson. So that's what Saul is. Saul is a lesson to the people, and they're going to get what they asked for. Shy. Even when the most of the kings will be greedy. Yeah, God warned them the king will be greedy and still choose it. Yeah, exactly. God warns them. They still chose it. So he gives it to them to teach them a lesson. Like, come on, why? Yeah, they rejected God. Yeah, so you rejected me. I'm going to show you that it's not worth what you did.